I'm the human rights chair of my union, which is the CWA, Communication Workers Union. However, I'm not speaking for them. This issue of the comfort women is an issue not just for the people in Korea, but the people throughout the world. Because the crimes that were committed by the Japanese Imperial Army against the comfort women were not only illegal crimes, war crimes, but also that they've been carried on today. Because the government is trying to deny that these crimes took place. In fact, when we had a meeting at the San Francisco City Board of Supervisors to get a memorial, supporters of the Japanese government came and they said that these women were prostitutes. And one of the women was there, one of the mothers was there. How dare them? How dare them say these women were prostitutes? What that says to me and other American people is that the government is denying this history. The government is defending what they did to these women. And we have to say no to these crimes, no to the attacks on the mothers. This is really what they're doing. And we condemn the agreement, the fake agreement, which they don't even have a written copy of. They don't even have a written copy of this agreement. What was it? They can't even say what it is. They're confused. Was it an apology? Now, we also have to look at what happened in the United States for Japanese Americans. Because when the United States criminally jailed Japanese Americans during the Second World War, families and children in concentration camps, that was a crime against humanity. They were being jailed because of their national origin. They had nothing to do with the Japanese government. So there was a campaign in the United States over many years, decades actually, to demand an apology and compensation. And after many long years of struggle, the American Congress passed a resolution apologizing to the Japanese Americans and giving them compensation, financial compensation. I say today, we expect the same thing of the Japanese government with the comfort women. They need to make a formal apology, and they need to give financial compensation to the mothers and their families who are affected by this. And that's what the U.S. government did. So I have to say, and we have to say, if the U.S. government can provide an apology and compensation to the Japanese Americans who are in prison, why can't the Japanese government do the same thing? This is what we have to have. They should be doing the same thing as the American government has done. Now we also have to say that this was a secret agreement, and also they did not consult with the women. So how can they make an agreement, so-called settlement of this issue, without even consulting the comfort women who have been standing in front of the Japanese consulate for decades, for many, many years, demanding justice? How can they do that? How can they do that? It shows that behind this so-called agreement and compromise, there's something else. And the something else is the United States government and the Japanese and Korean government want to militarize the region. They want to have more bases in Okinawa, they want to have a base in Jeju, and they want to militarize the region. We oppose that. In the Labor Council, we oppose militarization of Asia, because militarization of Asia means another war, and we do not want another war in Asia. After the millions and billions of people who died in Asia, this is terrible to have a more militarization and more war. So we're going to be organizing in the labor movement to defend the comfort women, to call for opposition to the settlement, to call for opposition to militarization in the region. We don't need more military bases, we need more schools, more hospitals. That's what we need. Yes. They seem to have a lot of money for more military, more tanks, more bases, more bombs. How about schools for the children? Now, we also have to say, and I've been involved with the No Nukes Action Committee, that teachers in Japan have been fired from their jobs for refusing to sing the national hymn in Japan. They're being punished, the teachers who are standing up against militarization. And the cases in Korea as well. The Korean Teachers Union is illegal in Japan, and teachers are under attack for trying to form a union. Is that illegal, trying to form a union for public workers and for teachers? We say no. So this attack on the mothers is connected to the attack on the teachers, on the public workers, the railroad workers, the union members who are in jail. The last thing I want to say is we have been involved in the Say-Wall campaign and protesting the cover-up over the Say-Wall families and the deaths that took place. And what the government has done is they've repressed the mothers, they've repressed the families of Say-Wall. Why? Because they're asking questions. Who was responsible for Say-Wall? how did this accident take place? And the government and its supporters have business interests in the owners and say, well, they don't want to have proper regulation. That crime should have never taken place. There should have been proper regulation. The workers should have had the right to stop the ship and create safety conditions so there would not be any casualties in that disaster. So we're here today in solidarity. We're going to be having a rally next Monday. We have a rally every 11th of the month to demand the evacuation of the children and families from Fukushima. The government is not only lying about the comfort of women, the government is saying that Fukushima is over, that you can overcome radiation, you can decontaminate Fukushima. This is a lie. And they told the Olympic Committee this. How can you decontaminate Fukushima? It's a disaster for the people, not only of Japan, but the people of the world. So if you can't trust the Japanese government about Fukushima in their own country, how are you going to trust them about an agreement of the comfort women? So thank you very much. Solidarity, defend the comfort women, justice for the comfort women now. Thank you.